way, but I wouldn't quite say it's where we need to be. We're on the right road. Let's keep going. And that is something that Mikel Arteta said he wanted from the start. And we're Arsenal Football Club. Definitely since Wenger took over and his long-term imprints like Haaland, like some of his former personnel now holding positions at Arsenal, we should be a possession-based team. We're a far cry away from when we played the best football in Europe. No one can tell us that. Only at a time Barca could chat stuff to us. Haters can talk nonsense, but we are a long way away from that now. I didn't like how we were controlling the game, he said after the 3-2 win versus Watford in March. I don't either, because that game was a mazza. We were allowing spaces against the team who, if we kept allowing that, we were going to suffer. I knew that we had to put that right, and we did it for certain periods. Then in the last 25, we lost it again. That comes into game management. We have to show that maturity, understanding, and capacity to control the game how we wanted to. At 3-1, after we had to make 300,000 passes in the opposition's half, and when they have the right moment to come at us, then we can attack them. We also need to be better on the transition defensively when moments like that happen. We didn't do that. The game was open, and you had the feeling the game was open right into the end. That's true, but scrolling to the main part about his point about these passes, obviously it was an exaggeration, but making a high number of passes in low areas of the pitch to draw the opposition onto them before speeding up the tempo with quick rotations and one-touch passes allowed Arsenal not just to keep Leicester at bay, but also to create openings. We know this. Late in the Leicester game, a 25-pass move in which Martin Odegaard played a crucial role with quick 1-2s also led to another chance for Lacazette, which he didn't score. Nothing new there. I mean, we know this. He plays for he coached under Pep Guardiola. Pep says we pass the ball to disrupt the opposition's shape. So that doesn't amaze me. That's nothing new. That's something that if you've got two eyes and you're watching Arsenal, you can see what it is in there, really and truly. So yeah. Anyways, this was also put into practice a week later at Aston Villa with Arsenal 1-0 up after 70 minutes. They started a 33-pass move in the middle third of the pitch, which led to Lacazette shooting. Only 2 of those passes were made in the Villa half. The light blue represents Aston Villa. And again, if I remember correctly, that was a very good teamwork goal last season against Southampton. And obviously, you saw it in present day against Brentford, people. 24 pass move in the second minute. Allowed Martinelli to have an effort, but he didn't bag. And, then there was a 14 pass move that led to Jesus' goal, which we did cover in the tactical review of the game. Then obviously you remember the composure from Saliba and co, that led to Vieira's goal. Saka, Saliba's little turn as the last defender, and the screamer from Fabio Vieira made the difference. So again, long story short, away from all the jargon, Arsenal should be a pass and move team. You defend better. You in an attacking sense off the ball, in a defensive sense off the ball, in terms of better maturity, you do a lot better. You control games, you score a lot more goals, you concede a lot less, you're a lot less naive. So I wouldn't say, and obviously the technical players we have is good, big up Art. But yeah, for you lot, that's something new. If not, it is what it is. What is the yellow card limit in the Premier League and who is closest to a ban? As you can see, Mr. Gabby Jesus scrolling all the way down, people. How many yellow cards does a player need in the Prem for a ban? According to PL rules, any player earning 5 bookings from their side's first 19 PL games, as I told you, will serve a 1-match ban in the same competition. Therefore, yellow cards are not carried over to the League Cup or the FA Cup. Players who accumulate 10 yellows in Premier League matches up to and including their team's 32nd fixture will serve a 2-match suspension in the comp, people. Fulham's Paulinho is up there. And then obviously he's set to obviously be in trouble. There are 6 players who are in a precarious position of being on 4 yellow cards during the international break. As we all know, Gabriel Jesus, Ruben Neves, Anthony Gordon, Scott McTominay, Adam Smith of Bournemouth, and Kenny Tete of Fulham. So it could get long. Obviously, well, we're taking that risk every day with Jesus. He might miss Liverpool. He might miss Leeds, if anything. Oh, do you really want him to miss Leeds away? Probably not, but you don't want him to miss a single game, man. But yeah, if Jesus does pick up a caution and is suspended for the fixture against Liverpool, it would be a serious dent to Mikel Arteta's hopes. I mean, injury, suspensions, this is what comes with the territory, really and truly. So yeah, and I mean, you can't really be surprised. Jesus makes a lot of tactical fouls, as does Ruben Neves. Scott McTominay is just a cunt, so he does that. Anthony Gordon, another little prick as well. So pardon my language. So you can imagine him being there. Adam Smith, a defender at Bournemouth, you're gonna make a lot of fouls in it. Kenny Tete, Fulham have just been promoted. You're gonna make a lot of fouls in it. Who else is near this? Bobby Reid, big up Bobby Reid, the best striker in the league, the Jamaican international. Maguire's there, but Maguire's not playing. He don't have to worry about nothing. The lot's up there for United fans. Reece James and Havertz also flirting with such. Joe Linton and Fabio Sarr as well. Joe Worrell and Scott McKenna. McAllister, Aaron Hickey, Jacob Ramsey of Aston Villa are all, with that. Again, Fulham, are top of the disciplinary list. They've got 21 yellow cards this season. After them, Man United and Fulham are the teams to have the most bookings with 20. Liverpool and City have the cleanest discipline records, which is a bit mad. And maybe that City tax has kind of left Jesus now, where we're at now. Which clubs have been booked the most historically? Leeds. And obviously, that's a central part to Bielsa's play. Obviously, if you make tactical fouls, then this comes with the territory. It's like selling drugs and expecting not to get arrested. It happens. Like, not the best of examples, forgive me, but yeah. Anyways, on a rather serious note, again, Richarlison, was subjected to racial abuse after he scored against Tunisia. Bananas are thrown. Nothing's going to get done about racism. We all know any decent human being can, at this point, it's boring now. It's not even boring. It's necessary to discuss, but what you're almost lost for words now, really. You're lost for words. Richarlison doing his little kick-ups, he's going to make more noise than eradicating racism. It's crazy, but yeah. Mikel Arteta handed 7-man Arsenal injury crisis ahead of North London derby, says it here, people. We all know Smith Rowe and El Nene are out. We all know it's touch and go. We're confident about Partey, Odegaard, and Zinchenko, but it's touch and go where all of these guys are concerned, people. So I think we already knew that, man. And Mikel Arteta should be giving his press conference tomorrow, so we will know exactly as much as he wants. Newcastle, Newcastle are preparing a 50 million bid to sign Mudruk, with Magpies looking to see off competition from Arsenal. Again, he has said he dreams of the Premier League. He's talked up a move to Arsenal. You type in his name, he's linked with Arsenal, Brentford, Everton. I actually saw United today, Liverpool, City, Sevilla. Romano said there's 14, 15 European clubs as they should looking at him. It is what it is, 21 years of age. I think 50 million is a bit excessive, but does it look excessive now or in the future? It looks like pennies. I do think a lot of people have become experts, and there's nothing wrong with wanting him to, he want him or not. Every club is probably just going to be scouting him really just to see if he's levels. But yeah, looks a half decent player. But apart from that, I don't know. As I was saying, everybody's become an expert on Ukrainian football and Shakhtar Donetsk and Mudruk, which is cool if you're watching that. But I don't know his weaknesses. What's his weaknesses? At 21 years of age, I know you're not the finished article. So what is his weaknesses? Many people and artists can't tell me. So how's he going to get better? And I don't know if we're going to spend 50 million for argument's sake, if that was enough to get him in January without addressing midfield. I don't know, really and truly. He looks decent, but calm. Newcastle are reportedly preparing a £50 million bid for him once the January window opens. And again, like you've seen with Newcastle, they bidded for players. They bidded for Tielemans, but they haven't necessarily got them in it. So I'm not too sure. He does look elements of being raw, but he did play well against Real Madrid last year, and he's done all right in the 2 Champions League games, really, people. So, yeah, he's been linked with Newcastle. But as you've seen with him, maybe him, with Maddison, with a lot of people Newcastle are bidding for. Bidding's not the problem. The players have got to want to go there. So we'll have to see, man. Everyone just seems an expert. And again, if you haven't known, I must admit, I'm tired of hearing about this guy, really. If you want to sign. If you want to sign him. If not, keep it moving. I do dream of the Premier League. I think every guy dreams about the Premier League. Arsenal is a very good team with a very good coach. I like the way they play. Yes, it would be hard to say no from my side. I can't say no, but the transfer is not only my decision and my word. In the winter, we will see. There was a lot of discussion about the transfer and the collapse of the deal. Who wants me? But it's normal. I'm in Shakhtar and I want to play in this team. And he did give some good comments about how he looks at Ronaldo, how he always wants to improve and things like that, people. I love this team and I love every guy in this team. Shakhtar for me is now my home, but for me, it is very important that all my thoughts are about Shakhtar. But in the winter, we will see. And obviously, the director of Shakhtar has said after Vinicius and Mbappe, he's the best young tug about. So it is what it is. Douglas Luiz attacks an old disrespectful TV host in Brazil for posting a video objectifying his girlfriend. But we're just going to keep this football, nothing to do with me, but we don't condone that. He's highly rated. Arsenal think they've got a 21-year-old youngster who could yet become a star. I hope so. If not, become a star elsewhere and make us some bread. according to Fabrizio Romano. I mean, if we didn't think he could become somewhat decent in the senior game, we wouldn't have given him a new deal, really. So what specifically has been said? Arsenal are very happy with Balogun's performances this season. Low move to Reims working out very well. Good game plus 1 goal with the Young Lions tonight. Obviously, they play Germany. Arsenal will monitor Balogun this season as he's rated for the future. Nothing new there under the sun, really and truly. You know, nothing new. Good for him, scoring 34 out of 56 for the under-23s. That don't mean much. I wouldn't quite say his Middlesbrough loan didn't work out because it's a learning curve. I take more pride in him going on loan to Middlesbrough and not necessarily excelling than I am going to see you playing for the youth. You're stronger than everyone. You're faster than everyone. What are you going to get out of playing the same kids? Middlesbrough, you're out of your comfort zone in a tough league in the Championship where games are coming thick and fast, where there's fans that don't give a crap about how special you are. If anything, that's added pressure. You're an Arsenal striker. Show why you should be playing at Arsenal. Chris Wilder, whoever's still there or was there at the time, they need to get 3 points or it's peak for their jobs. These things set you up. You know, Miguel Aziz at Portsmouth, it wasn't a loan to write about, but you learn certain things. Patino, they're having good at Blackpool. You know, I do think the world tells young players you're special, and you can become guilty of it when you're stuck in the academy of all these clubs and you're badding them all up. It don't make no sense. So keep developing. He's doing all right, people. You know, keep doing what you're doing for Reims. Your general play is the most impressive thing for me. It's not amazing, but you're moving. You know, at Middlesbrough and when you was in Arsenal's first team, he was very reactive. You're a bit more proactive. You know when to when to work the channels, when to just make a run so your teammate can get in there. You're obviously getting goals, and for a while you was up there with Mbappe and Demandé in the French top league, which is also good. He's 21 in it, so keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right things. You're at the right stage where you're supposed to be. Keep developing. Either Arsenal get a good first team player or you get sold on, man. Exactly, G1. Diaby rejected them again, so it all depends. They're at that stage at City where they need that first sort of Robinho. So remember City were buying duds and then Robinho came in and then the other lit duns came in. Newcastle probably just need that first guy to say yes. So yeah, that's Balogun. David Seaman tells Arsenal trio to revive careers by following Saliba example. I bet you he talks about Maitland-Niles, and Maitland-Niles has to get in the Southampton squad, let alone that. You never know. Yes, they've got a future here because they should come back as better players because they're playing more. I mean, I would love for players to come back and be like a new signing. Tavares, if you can come back better defensively, which I haven't seen yet at Marseille, and become a decent left back, then why not? If not, turn that 8 million into 20-odd million, sell on clause. Let's keep it moving. Smash the like button, people. Maitland-Niles, you're Hayland. I would love for you to cut a future here, but it doesn't look like you're going to get an opportunity at right back or in midfield or warrant that necessarily. Admittedly, I don't know the third player. He said Nicolas Pepe. That's gone, my bro. It's gone. You never know, but he's contracted until 2024. Same as Saliba, Martinelli, and Saka. You've heard contract talks around all three. What have you heard over Pepe? Maybe they'll let him even walk because, again, we've already taken an L on the 70-odd million. They might just say, you could leave for free, but you free up the wages. It weren't our mistake like that. He came in the past regime. Someone like Pepe who came in with a massive 72 price tag and didn't get firing on all cylinders. In an imaginary world, I'd like Pepe to come back and he's a better player and we can kick fire his Arsenal career, but he's 27, 28, been here for a number of years now. It's over, David Seaman. You can see that there's a great player in there, but Arsenal need him to be a bit more consistent. But we've seen that at many a club, not just us. He's got ability. It's just all the other stuff, really and truly. Oh, yeah, they have got Isaac. Yeah, but it's not exactly Robinho, innit? It's football. You look at Robinho's stature in football, who Robinho was at the time. Isaac's not that. Kamara's isn't that. They're lit players, but they're not that. For the others, it's a chance of getting some game time, more experience and more confident. They should use the loan spells as a purpose of getting back to their main club with more power to demand that they get in the first team. I hope so, but I think you're dream chasing. Maybe even though Tavares said, yeah, I want to stay. I wish there was a buy option in the Marseille contract. Why not? We've got Gabriel Jesus, who is a proven player. That's the beauty of signing him. We went out and got a proven player, someone who's played in the league and knows what it's all about. Zinchenko is exactly the same. These guys are used to winning trophies. Might have to forgive that here. In Fabio Vieira, we've got a guy who's developing really well. The fourth one, even though he's not really a signing, is Saliba. It's incredible what he's been doing. Saliba's really shocked me because it just shows you how going out on loan works. Careful. People said, I didn't know what he's talking about in relation to Saliba and Martinelli. He's been on loan for a few seasons. Got really good experience. And when you watch him now, you think he must be about 27 because he looks so confident. Pick him up, man. So, yeah, it is what it is in that regard. Moving away from that. Arsenal make contact over 17 million January transfer after Aston Villa decision. Oh, this is about Limstrong. What's the correlation between a centre mid and this winger? Anyways, we've been linked with Lindstrom. We've been talking about him all week, really. It's long now, man. Apparently, a lot of people at Barcelona like Yuri Tielemans a lot, especially because he'll be a free agent in 2023. And you saw that with their additions of Kessié and Christensen. They're open to that. So, yeah, I mean, he's going to have a lot of competition. United, Arsenal, and Liverpool revive Marco Asensio news as Real Madrid draw up plan. They're apparently planning for life without him. But you can see rumours online, which I haven't got to hand right now, that he wants a new deal at Madrid. And he's going to want a lot of money, which I don't know if it's worth it to any three of the clubs. On ability, 100% he could play. Pardon me. But apparently they're preparing for the player's exit and are not concerned about it as they'll replace him with Brahim Diaz, who's currently at AC Milan. As you know, Asensio's deal is running down and he can agree moves abroad, pardon me, in January for free. So make of that what you will, but it's very easy to link these guys with us, really and truly. Bad news for Bellerin. Apparently he's set to undergo tests on a leg injury and he'll be out for a minute, people. So, yeah, Bellerin's life at Barca, his return home to Barca ain't quite really been what hoped. Gabriel Jesus has turned Arsenal into title contenders. Man, shut up. I heard you lot said apparently FIFA 2023 hasn't been nice to Arteta. Oh, my word. Big millions spent developing these games, and this is what you draw from Mikel Arteta. Well, going for the AI and the face scanning and that. That's crazy. Nah, this is Toby. Nah, they're playing it. Ben White ideas, they're not even trying. They're not even trying. Well, Lukonga ain't really done nothing in the game too. You can get away with that, but you lot are boying it. What kind of faces is that? Again, as we spoke about, loan spells, it's all about learning. It's not really working out for Marcelo Flores right now, and he might get recalled, really and truly. It's not really the loan that was going to keep your fate Mexico World Cup dreams alive, really and truly. But in January, not just him, we're going to have to revisit a number of situations. I would say Omar Rekik and you probably need to get recalled if things don't change. When at the flip scale, Balogun and Austin Tusty over there at Birmingham and having very good loan spells. This is all a development, but he started just 2 matches and played 45 minutes in their last 4 games. We've got to remember that the club he's on loan, they have to win games. Their manager has to win games. They've got a player on loan, but we can't just develop players for the sake of it because it doesn't help them. So yeah, he could be recalled. It's a learning curve for the young man. Hopefully he can get in the first team lineup. If not, recall, send him somewhere else, people. Is what it is. The owners of Arsenal and Liverpool have now joined Chelsea in looking and establishing a multi-club network pioneered by City's owners. I'm all for that because you can share expertise. We can maybe get around work permits. We can give work experience to potential scouts and coaching staff and all these things. We can share knowledge of developing players and just local knowledge of these countries. We increase our global footprint. We might be able to get around work permits and bringing in in-house talent. We might be able to secure talent from these clubs. There's many reasons as to why we should be doing this, people. And you did hear in the summer, Eddie was trying to build relationships with clubs. Maybe he was told to put the word out from Kroenke, and it's a natural progression. You look at City, they've got clubs in all 4 corners of the world, Spain, France, Italy, America, Australia. More than we'd be here all day if we just looked at City. Manchester City is technically part of the City group even as well. Liverpool, John Henry is looking at that. If Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal are looking at it, and I look between the lines and that's an American thing. So they're all American. What has tipped the balance for that? And it further tells you that Kroenke is here to stay for the long term, really. And things like that. And who knows, similar, there might be someone that we earmarked to replace Mikel Arteta one day in an imaginary world, and we've got these affiliate clubs. We might say, go and be like Vieira when and he's not replaced Pep, obviously, but Vieira when and managed in America, you could say, go and manage over there. Who knows, man? There's many possibilities, but we'd have to see what's going on. Kroenke is understood to have explored the possibility of acquiring clubs in Brazil, Belgium, and Portugal. Brazil, first option. Belgium, we can get around work permits. Portugal would be lit because Benfica, I don't know if it'd be the top division, but Benfica always able, Benfica and Shakhtar in Ukraine and other clubs, they're able to clean up some of these emerging talents. You've seen it several occasions, people. Di Maria, there's bare names in it. We'll be here all the time, innit? While Arsenal sources have played down any immediate plans, they are believed to want to develop their existing links with the South American country in particular. Of course, Edu is there, Brazilian influence. We got Martinelli. Hopefully Marquinhos can be Martinelli 2.0. If not, 3 million, turn that into 30 or 13, make money, keep flipping. We keep moving. So I'm all for that. But again, we can have expertise with Brazil, but we need that intermediate step. We know work permits go against us. We've had that before when we had Samuel Galindo of Bolivia, Wellington Silva, who was from Arsenal, Pedro Buffalo, who was at Arsenal, Carlos Vela, who had to go on a couple of loan spells in Spain, you know, and obviously that's not South America, but you get the point. I'm all for this, but yeah, man. I mean, he can't buy Watford. They're part of a group themselves. They're part of the whole Udinese, Watford, and a couple of other clubs. They're money man as well. But yeah, that's what you hear from Kroenke. We all for that. Why not? Any other news? Doesn't appear. It's been big up to you lot, man, because it's been a big arcs. It's been a very big arcs this international break, man, in terms of content, and appreciate you lot with your talking points, with your engagement, with all of that good stuff. 91 likes. Can we clear that out? Clean that, people. Arsenal newsroom. What are you saying? Where's that account? Big up for me. Where's that account? Done whatever. It's a myth. But anyways, there's that. Saka has been told to leave Arsenal and join City by David James. I mean, I couldn't begrudge him for joining City, you know, but the expectation would be, you know, you're going to have to bag a lot of chances. You know, one thing at Arsenal, everything's kind of cool. You're going to actually have to play a lot better, Saka. Not that you're not playing good now, but it's different. I couldn't begrudge you for wanting to join the best team in the league to play Champions League football. Arteta's a madman, as Saka says, but Pep's an even madder man. So couldn't begrudge you for doing that. Hopefully we tie the man down. I don't really care. I don't even know. I don't care enough really to if he leaves, leaving it. This is the territory we're with, but that's not it with Saka. Does anyone really give a flying monkeys what David James has to say? I don't think so. Ajax and Arsenal are playing, and I actually need to. Well, we're away from home. Ajax and Arsenal. I need to flip that around. You know, but we're playing today, people. I'll be doing a watch along for it. As you can see, it's in the wrong place. The title of the two teams, but we'll change that after this. Make sure you've set your reminders, even if you can't be there. Hit the like button. Every like button boosts the engagement, people, and it gets us closer to 50,000. But yeah, staying on task. That was just me. Once again, it's time to vote for Arsenal's September Player of the Month, people. Who would I give it to? I'll say Xhaka, you know. Gabby Jesus could get that. You know, it could be back-to-back one. Saka's been quite lit. You know what? Saka could get agendas. Fabio Vieira scored a screamer, forcing it a bit, I feel. I'd say Xhaka. Xhaka or Saka. I'd probably give it Xhaka, to be fair with you. Haaland agenda, Saka, but yeah, that's not got any relevance. Again, big up Arsenal. A major reason as to why a lot of us black players that were there. Shout out all the others, but you get it. Like football is about life is about seeing like people identifiable with, and you know we were wavy. We had wavy people of all different nationalities, but we had black and fly players, man. You know, from all over really. And I remember when Henry did for the West Indies celebration on this day in 2002, Arsenal became the first English team to field 9 black players in the starting 11 in their 4-1 win over Leeds United. Big up Canoe as well. Colo, Lawrence, Sol, Ashley Cole, Gilberto, Wiltord, Vieira, one of my heroes, and TT. Crazy. Arsenal's 4-1 win away to Leeds United on this day in 2002 meant the club had scored in 47 consecutive games. Nostalgic. A new record. Gone 22 away league games without a defeat. A new record. And we equaled Man United's Prem total of 29 matches unbeaten. I remember when Wenger used to have a better head-to-head against Ferguson. You know, the glory days, nostalgic, man. When we used to be called a glory hunter for supporting Arsenal. Could you imagine? 22 away games in today's day and age for us. Good old days, but things don't last forever. Hopefully there could be more memories and them thing there. But for now, a myth. Thierry said, Arsenal always has been the club of the people, the streets. Arsenal is one of the first clubs to really have black players. So it did represent the mass of the UK and how London is. I hope people at the club know that and who they are playing for.